You are now listening to Shoot the Shit with your hosts, Shawnee Caulfield and Sal Licata. Enjoy the show. Woo!
Hey everybody, welcome to episode ocho. And if you don't know what that means, it's 8 in Spanish.
Thanks, Professor Shawnee.
And I am your co-host, your Major Mark's favorite Major Mark, Shawnee, the Money Mark Caulfield. How you doing today, Sal?
All right, and I'm Sal Licata. Shawnee, you're now the Money Mark, or that's always your thing?
That's always been my thing, I guess, since I started in the group. Everybody, because I had a lot of catching up to do, so I had to buy a lot of stuff. So they were like,
"Oh, you're a newbie. You're not an OG Mark. You're a newbie."
Yeah, I love that word. It gets me riled up, bro. It gets me riled up. I always say, like, I know you're joking around, Sal, but to me, it's like it doesn't matter when you love something. It matters how much you love it, right? So to me, that like newbie stuff is like such a joke. Like, just because you found it earlier than me means that you like something more than I do. It makes no sense, right?
I remember even as like a teenager where it used to be that way with music. Like, let's say Rage Against the Machine. Yeah. I was not into Rage Against the Machine until they became popular. But there were other people who were like, "Oh, I liked them years ago," and whatever. And I was like, "All right, well, so what? What does that mean? I'm
like,
not allowed to like them."
Like, how does it? Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't make any difference. Now, if you're claiming something that you're like, "Oh, I'm better than everybody," like then it's a different story, right? You know. But yeah,
day one-ish. I'm on the day one-ish.
How about this? How good have I gotten at the intro? By the way, I've gotten pretty good at it. You know,
no claps,
nothing. Yeah, I've been sitting on my ass for 5 weeks.
Are you practicing? You're sitting on my.
No, I haven't. I haven't practiced. I just feel like less. I don't feel nervous now. You know, because we've been through 7 of them. So. All right, guys. So, Sal, introduce yourself. Come on, man. What's going on?
Well, I said I'm Sal Licata. I don't know how else to. Yeah, I don't know how else to introduce myself. I'm just
That's it.
Like a figure collector. Yeah,
hi, Sal Licata, and I'm the fucking cutest bald guy there is. So now we're on follow-up. Okay, so I have a couple of follow-ups this week, which are pretty interesting. My first one is on the scissoring issue that we came across last week when Sal asked, "What is scissoring?" Follow up on the scissoring in AEW. Anthony Bowens would throw down the A like this for the Acclaimed, and then Max Caster eventually would start to scissor with the A, and then just became a thing. And that's from listener Johnny Espinoza. Thank you, brother.
Well, thank you, because that explains it. So now I get what it's from. Okay.
Yeah, and
now, Shawnee, I know your mom listens to the podcast.
Yeah, my mom and dad. They all do.
Did you have to explain the scissoring thing to them?
Or? No, my dad actually texted me, "Scissor me timbers," which it was a clip in I don't know if you ever saw it in South Park.
No.
The teacher, he's like, "Scissor me timbers," and it's a whole scene. I'll send it to you, bro. And I laughed so hard when I got that text message. I sent it to you, Sal. I was like, "Look, I got now my dad's talking about scissoring." I was dying laughing, man. I was dying. But yeah, the second one is from Sal Oot, aka Sal Orgello. He was watching the Toys That Built America on History Channel the other night. It was an episode of Kenner and Star Wars. The head of Kenner, Bernard Loomis, coined the term toyetic.
Uh-oh. Is that trademarked?
I knew you would think that was cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always thought Broski and Brian made that up. So it like he texted me that earlier today, and I was like, holy crap. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting piece of follow-up. Sal?
I guess I never thought of it before. I just figured it was a word. You're right. I assumed that it was a word that Broski and Brian made up, but maybe that is a word in the figure collecting community or whatever. I mean,
I never heard it before, so I was like, oh, I just 2 and 2. I didn't even think about it.
Right.
All right, so that's do you have any follow-up, Sal, or no?
I don't. Like I said, I usually don't because other than you, nobody's
Yeah,
texting me, or I don't.
like
I'm not
updating
checking
you.
the.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, just the one thing that I would like, Shawnee,
Yeah.
or I do like, is when people, and I see it in the post occasionally, whether it's one person, three people, whatever, where they say that, oh, they're listening and or watching. I think
Yep.
that that's so cool because
It's
I
awesome.
mean, yeah, I love that.
It's so cool that people take 45 minutes or 40 minutes out of their day to listen to us.
Right.
And then not only that, but they listen every week and they love it, and that makes me really happy. Okay, so we're going on to the Patreon group posts. So these are posts that we see in the Facebook group. It's a private group for you guys that are not a part of it, and we see a couple posts and we just talk about it. So my first one is, on hearing on last week's episode, Matt Cardona and Brian Myers talking about PBR not being available or being rare in the UK, I can confirm I've been all over the country in the past year, from London to Edinburgh and many in between. I've yet to find any pub or store that stocks it. It costs on average £2.41 or $2.75 in American per PBR. I currently pay around $36 shipped every other month as a little treat for like, I guess, a 12-pack.
Damn, he's paying all that just to have that
Just
ship
to
there.
have just that PBR. Like, let's be honest, it sucks. They don't sponsor us. Fuck you, PBR.
Shawnee, watch with the cursing. You're gonna make your mom upset. No, but I get like what you're saying. I've never really been. I think it's cool. I like their association with the boys. So for me, it's branding and I think it's cool and I would have it. But I've never even, when they were on those PBR seltzers or all that stuff, I could never
Yeah.
find it in the stores. Me even.
You're gonna make your mom. I'm tearing, bro, when you said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. Like, the seltzers are pretty good. I have a couple. They're really rare, and I have like 3 more left. And I gave 2 to Brian. I gave 2 12-packs to Brian because I know Brian loves them, and they're not available anymore. So
The only time I've ever had it, as a matter of fact, is when Brian came over my house last year and I think he brought the PBR teas or spike teas or
yeah, there's
something.
teas too. Yeah,
Yeah, and they were pretty
yeah.
good. So I mean, I whatever. I mean, I have it, but
But
put it this way, to your point, to pay $36 just to have it shipped to you, yeah.
bro, we would be in high school. I think I paid like $6 for 100 natty ices, right? Like, it was
Well,
like
that's the appeal of the PBR. Is it's supposed to be
yes, it's
affordable? You
supposed to
could
be
drink a lot
cheap.
of them. Yeah,
Exactly. You
right.
could go to like a I used to go to this place, the Irish Haven in Brooklyn, $2 PBRs, so you could have a good night for $20-$30.
Right, right.
But yeah, I thought that was like absurd, but I get it. He's a fan of the boys, and it makes
Right.
it makes it
But
appealing.
that just shows you, Shawnee, why PBR is
It
smart for getting
works.
involved. It does work.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. I would love to go to that motel, though. I'm not gonna lie. That motel, they have like a secret hotel. Did you see that? Broski
No,
went there.
yeah, I heard him talking about it. Must have been on the pod. Was it last week or
Yeah,
this week? No, it
no,
must
it
have
was
been
like
last week.
last month.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but it's really cool. It has like all different themed rooms, and it looks like a fraternity house, but like really cool. The next one is from Scott Toth. He's here. It's Galactus from Marvel Legends. Look how massive this thing is, bro.
Yeah, so I heard Smart Mark talking about it on the podcast, right? Didn't he say that he got it and
Yes.
is going to be selling it? I think he wanted to be in on the.
So
It was one of those.
these are normal size toys, guys. So picture how big this thing is.
Yeah.
What do you
What are
think
you going to do with that thing? I mean, I'm not into it myself, but
if there's a zombie apocalypse, I'll be fucking using it to kill people.
oh
But
god.
I thought that was cool. Found out it out of an old comic book.
Okay. Hard to see. Oh, there you go. Yeah, little Jax.
Yeah,
Classic superstars.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. This is from an old comic book. I thought that was really cool. Uh, and then the last one I have, Matt, the musical Matt was in the last match. It's back by popular demand.
Are you going to that now this time? I know Brian, they talked about Brian is going to it. Are you going to go to that?
If I could get somebody to go with me, probably. I don't think I would go alone though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're not going to take your wife, a little date night?
Yeah, maybe I will actually. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I do love Broadway plays, so I probably will go. But
I was just looking into going to a Broadway play potentially. Man, tickets are
they're
pricey.
So expensive, man.
Yeah,
so expensive. And think about how much income they lost when COVID happened, right?
Right. So that's what I was thinking. I was wondering if, and I used to live in the city and I would go to plays often, but I've been so out of the loop in recent years. I was like, oh, I wonder if their prices are cheaper or whatever. It is for Hamilton, let's say. You could actually get tickets now for Hamilton, where pre-pandemic you could not. But other stuff, like the Michael Jackson play is insane right now. So
oh man, I would love to see the Michael Jackson one. I didn't even know that there was one of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I didn't really either. I was looking up current top plays, and I was like, oh, my wife might like this. And then I tell her, I'm like, hey, do you want to go next Friday or whatever? Come meet me in the city after work. We'll go to the Michael Jackson play. She's like, I ain't going to see that child molester. I'm like, or not. Yeah, she starts getting, and I was like, oh, okay. Like, she doesn't want to support anything that has to do with that whole aspect of
I'm not going to go into it, but I don't know. There's a lot of misconceptions, and I think a lot of people saw how much money he had and wanted to go after him for his money.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we don't have to get into it, but I do think it's a weird, or not a weird thing. It's a tricky thing, whether it's sports, whether it's wrestling. I mean, the Chris Benoit thing comes up all the time, right? Where people, still fans of him, even though he did something so despicable. How could you be a fan of him? Because you're separating him in reality and what he did and his wrestling.
Yes.
So whether that's Michael Jackson and his music, or Kanye West and all his crappy takes lately, all that stuff. So it's a weird, or sports.
Yeah, Chris Brown.
Oh, right. There you go. Right, of course. So how do you support that? So
another day has gone.
Sing it, Shawnee.
All alone. Ask you remember.
Yeah.
You are not alone. I am here with you.
Oh, sing it, Shawnee. In the end, I think actually we are all alone, in fact, sadly. But
wow, you made it so sad, bro. Come on. No, I love his music, Michael Jackson. I don't care.
Me too. Me too. And I guarantee you that play is probably
phenomenal.
Great.
Yeah.
It's a musical, so you're gonna get all his great music. But I get it.
100%. And all right, so the major pod recap, the only thing I have is there is going to be another major crate. And then for those of you that don't know what a crate is, it's basically like a box, like a postage box, and there's all different mystery things inside the crate. And they had one when I wasn't a part of the group. So now I'm so excited that they confirmed that they're going to have another one.
That was, do you remember when it was or no? This was years ago that they had one?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm guessing it must have been at least a year and a half ago, 2 years, because I've been in the group almost that long.
I'm trying to think if I got it, because I remember for some reason, oh no, maybe I didn't get the major wrestling figure podcast crate, but I got one of the pro wrestling crates with their, what do you call the micro brawlers in it? The original, stomp ones or whatever, maybe.
Yeah, so I get that crate every month. I'm on part of the subscription, so I love it. It's like $40. You get 2 t-shirts. You get like a 8x10. You get like a gimmick. You get it's crazy. It's such a good deal. I love it.
But what do you do with all that shit? Sorry, Mrs. Caulfield. What are you doing with all that? Okay.
So I have I have like 3 of the boxes, so I put my shirts in my drawers right away every month. The other stuff I keep them in boxes. So I throw it in a box, and then I put the micro brawler with my other micro brawlers.
So you like you're getting it for the micro brawlers.
I'm getting it for it all. I love it all.
Oh, okay. All
Bro,
right.
they had the Greg the Hammer Valentine last month. They did like a can opener with the hammer on top of it. It was so cool. And then for Matt Cardona, they did the pizza cutter, the plastic pizza cutter. This month it was Danhausen micro brawler. So it's like really cool stuff. There's a shirt. I think Mark showed it in the pod. This month it's Sting shaking RoboCop's hand. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I did it once. I think I got like a Brainbuster shirt and something else. And I mean, I like the idea of not knowing what it is, the mystery box, but ultimately, and then I remember the one that I got was like some Edge and Christian kazoo or some shit. And I was like, what am I going to do with this thing? Like, I don't know. So
what is it with wrestling and shirts? Like ever since I started getting back into wrestling, bro, I must have over like 300 shirts. I'm not even lying.
I know.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go to we switched it up a little, guys. The question segment. So I wanted to switch it up and do a little bit different and ask not just sports questions, but any kind of questions they wanted to us this week, Sal. So I switched it up a little bit.
I like it. I do enough sports talk. All right.
Yeah, so let's do it. I'll switch on and off once here and there. So the first question is, if you had to make one, what would be on your bucket list? Mine is mostly places I want to travel to. Matthew Balk.
Make one what?
If you had to make a bucket list, like what?
Oh, make a bucket list?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably agree with that. I guess I look at the bucket list as travel first and foremost. I mean, there are certain things that I want to accomplish, but I don't look at that as bucket list stuff. But I definitely want to, like, love to go to Italy. I want to see every Major League Baseball ballpark where I'm only 6 or 7 left of the current parks right now.
That's awesome.
I would say things like that. Just certain places. I want to go back to Hawaii, but I mean, if I already went, I get.
That's actually one of mine, bro. Is I want to go to Hawaii.
Yeah, that's dude. You have to do that. I know everybody talks about it. Just do it.
I have to go. I have since I'm young. I always wanted to play baseball and go to a college in Hawaii. Obviously, that didn't work out, but like I've always wanted to go to Hawaii since I'm young.
Me too. It was my dream for whatever reason. And then I went on my honeymoon and it was better than I ever thought.
That gets me so excited.
And now I look at like some of my figures and I'm like, I'm going to sell like 2 or 3 of these and take my wife back to Hawaii. Like I look at my Undertaker mail away figure, the Hasbro mail away or the Hogan mail away.
Yep.
Sell them and just at least put it toward a trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's awesome. I mean, for me, I would have to say definitely going to Hawaii. I want seeing the Mets win a World Series with my dad is one of them.
Right. But that's something, Shawnee, unfortunately, none of us can control. I
know. You're right. You're very true. Very true. That's the worst part about it, right? Is that you can't control it.
But that's what makes it special when it does happen. You can't buy it.
True.
You can't control. There's nothing you can do about it. They can. You can't.
Very true. And, going to Ireland is one of them. I want to go, to Ireland. And that's really it. I don't really have many bucket lists that I want to do, but I would love to meet Aaron Rodgers before I die. And that's it. I don't have much. That's a
and what
question.
Do the Hayabusa, whatever you call it? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, yeah. That I don't like those psychedelic stuff. I don't know. I feel like those when you smoke weed, you get a little happy, you get hungry, right? When you take like that Hayabusa and mushrooms, like you're in like a whole nother universe. I would never want to do that, All right. The second one. Fun fact about yourself or hidden talent from Johnny Espinoza.
You have one? Shawnee, let me think.
Yeah, I mean, I could dance. People don't think I could dance, but I'm a really smooth dancer, baby.
Oh, Shawnee's got moves.
Twinkle toes, Shawnee, baby.
We're not
Twinkle.
going to be able to see it here,
I know,
unfortunately.
I
You'd
know, I
knock all
know,
those
I
macho
know.
mans over in the background there if you start getting moving. Like, right? I don't know. We got one of these days, Shawnee. Maybe we'll do a little vlog ski of Shawnee dancing.
Yes, yes, that's it. That's what we'll do. And what about you, Sal? Anything good?
The only thing that comes to mind is that I could whistle okay, like in tune to certain things.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's either a hidden talent or a fun fact about yourself. Probably neither, but that would be one thing that I at least thought that I was okay at. I'm trying to think of a good one though. Fun fact about myself.
I'm really good at karaoke also.
Really?
Yeah. When I get drunk, my chords they loosen up a little bit and I sound like an angel.
Oh. What about I'm sure. We got a little taste of that before with a Michael Jackson sample. They need to
No,
do a live, maybe a live 23. It'll be karaoke or something.
yeah, I did karaoke for my 21st birthday. That was what I did for my birthday. And my friends never heard me like really sing before. And I was so drunk that I was singing Third Eye Blind Jumper. And I wish you would get that from that ledge, my
Oh,
friend.
there it
Right.
is. I hear it. I
And
hear the angelic voice.
so I'm singing. My friends were like, "What the hell? Like you can sing?" They were like, "You." It was the funniest thing, bro. It was the funniest thing. But
You want me to take number 3 here?
yeah, go ahead. Take number 3. Yeah.
All right. Do you listen to sports on the radio? I was listening to the Yankee game on Sirius XM. I could do a whole post about the Yankee radio announcers, and I started wondering, am I the end of the generation of people who like listening to games on the radio? I love listening to Monday Night Football on the radio each week. Kevin Harlan does the games. He's awesome. West Coast baseball and basketball games late at night, and even sync up the radio with the Vikings game on TV so I could watch the game and listen to the broadcast. Sal, since you work in sports radio, I'm curious to hear if you think or what you think. Am I crazy? Or games played on the radio for the benefit of the cab drivers? That's from Joey Hudson. Now, there's a lot here. I only listen to, I don't, and I don't think I ever have listened to games on the radio unless I'm in the car or now on the train via the app. But I do think that a lot of times the radio broadcasts are better broadcasts than what you see on TV. The radio
100%.
generally is the local announcers. For baseball, anyway. For football, it's a national call. Well, no, I guess local you get Giants on local radio on the Fan in New York, and the Jets same thing on ESPN. But yeah. I'm only listening to radio call. I don't do the sync up thing. I don't go out of my way to put it on. It's too much work for me, but I do enjoy listening to games on the radio when I do.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a Joey Hudson question when it's 3 paragraphs long.
I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. We writing a book here or asking a question? What is going on here?
I saw it and I'm like, oh, this is gonna make Sal upset when he sees it. Oh man. So just a quick story about that. Whenever we would go to the games, like Mets games, whatever, my dad would always bring his radio and he would listen on the radio while we're watching the game.
Fascinating. I know that I've always seen people at games that do that. Yep. I'm sure people still do it, but I just, for whatever reason, I was just never one of them.
Me neither. I mean, I was always like into it, but he would keep one ear in whenever I was sitting on the opposite side, and he would listen to the call while we were at the game.
One thing I will say, it's not the specific answer to the question, but when I first started at WFAN in 2003, coming up on my 20th anniversary,
wow,
I remember getting introduced because they used to have 4 TVs up. They were little crappy, cheap TVs, but still, it was like a newsroom. They had 4 TVs up, and it was the first time in my life I experienced things like that. And they wouldn't obviously have the sound on all of them. Oh, and usually the sound was on whatever was on playing on the fan you'd hear in the newsroom, and the TVs would just be on. So I got used to watching the games with no audio. And I never really loved it, but it is something that, I've come accustomed to doing if need be. I watch multiple games. You can't listen to everything. So
it's like listening to a horror movie without the music. It's not scary anymore,
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, if you shut off the music, Sal, and watch a horror movie, I swear to God, you could sit through any movie most likely.
The music is what
The
makes it scary.
music
Good
is
point.
everything. It's everything. Next one. Do you still want retros? Robert Morris.
What can he ever be referring to?
I had to put this out there. I had to.
It's a great question.
Obviously, I want retros, but I would like to see people that I actually want made, and not just everybody and their mother that will sign a contract. That's my opinion on it.
The short answer, and I know we're going to get into a bigger picture in the next segment in Twick this week in collecting coming up next year, but the short answer is yes, I do still want retros. I cannot wait for Zombies. Well, matter of fact, Shawnee, I got to order that as we tape this right now. That's coming up tonight, right? The pre-order.
Yes.
Yeah, text me the info on that so I could get on top of that.
Yeah, I got you.
I want to do that. So yes, short answer, I do want retros. I can't wait for Mattel to release more. But like Smart Mark said in the pod this past week, he wants to just narrow down to 2. Like Screwcella, and I consider getting my money back. And I know there's a whole new thing with that. Yeah. But just narrow it down to Zombie, who does it better than anybody, and Mattel, obviously, who is working in unison with WWE with guys that they have a great library that they could use. So yes, I do still want retros.
Yeah, I agree. Last one. If you could meet 2 wrestlers from past or present, who would it be?
2 wrestlers from past or present? You have an answer for this ready?
Yeah, Macho Man and the second one is kind of tough for me. Macho Man and The Rock. The Rock.
That's a good one. God, that's such a tough question because I was going to say Macho Man and Hogan. Hogan's got to be number 1. I know you don't like him. I love him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Matter of fact, back to the bucket list, interviewing Hulk Hogan. That's a bucket list thing for me. I want to have him on my radio show one day.
That's a great
it should be realistic. Yeah, so that's a bucket list thing. So Hogan would definitely be one. Man, I love The Rock and would love to meet him. I'll tell you another one, John Cena.
What about
I love
Stone
him.
Cold?
Nah, I'm not. I like him, but I'm not a Stone Cold guy. I'm thinking at first I was thinking back to the guys that I loved when I was a kid. So Hogan, Andre, Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon. I love Jesse Ventura. I love all.
Imagine interviewing Andre. Hello, Sal. Give me beer. Right. Give me
but
beer.
To meet him, wouldn't it be crazy to actually just meet him and take a picture? Hogan and Andre.
Yeah.
I'd probably go Hogan and Andre, but I would also be tempted with Cena and The Rock.
Okay. I like it. All right.
Great question.
Really great question. All right. This is Twitch time, baby. So this is it. I mean, this is just amazing, guys. Like, so there's this guy in Long Island, for those of you who don't know, he used to own a toy store, and his name is Mitch Hastel. And
it's not Mitch. That's not his last name. Yeah.
Oh,
he started the business Hassel Toy.
Yeah, Hastel Toy. Yeah. A store.
Which, by the way, Broski made famous because I live on Long Island, and I never heard of the store until Broski used to talk about it way early on in the pod. And then I actually did a lot, and I met Mitch plenty of times. Really good dude.
Yeah, he's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I bought a ton of stuff from him before it boomed, which was thankful. I got all my green card Hasbros from him.
Oh, yeah, you must have robbed him. You must have, you got a steal, baby.
I think I paid like $600 for like 5 of them at the time, which was a lot. But
my God.
The 1-2-3 kid. Yeah. The 1-2-3 kid. I bought a couple of LJ and Mox that I've since opened.
Just the 1-2-3 kid is like what, $800-900, right?
Is it that much loose right now?
It's insane. When Matt burned it, people went nuts.
Shit, I may have to start selling that. Well, these are Lucy's though, but I do think Loose is still. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was
Lucy, but even so, I think Loose it's at least probably $500-600 figure. I would think, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm off on that. It must be.
I don't know, but yeah. So
anyway, point is, he started the business, and then he now recently moved to Ohio, I guess.
Yes. And everybody's coming out, like we were saying, with retro lines. And what that means is they're making figures that were like made in the 80s and 90s, retro figures. And everybody was crying, like, we want retros back. We want retros back. And did we get our wish, man? Because now Mitch is making his own line of I can't say it without laughing because the boys had me cracking up. And his first person that he signed is the Godfather, but he can't use the name Godfather because it's IP. So he called it the Smoke Train.
Right. And it's a line called Grapplers and Gimmicks.
Grapplers and Gimmicks.
So, right. So the problem is that it comes on the heels of Mattel Retros, of Zombie Sailor Toys, of Cella, and I'm sure there's other ones that I don't even know, that I don't care about, that are doing it, that they've mentioned, but I just lose track of it because they don't have guys that I particularly care about. But now Mitch gets involved in this, and good luck to him if he could do it.
Of course, yeah.
But it's just, like, bad. So, like, I don't understand. Everybody's just gonna be like, "Oh, hey, that's a great idea. Let's go sign a wrestler and create a toy." Like, I don't
like. It's insane. And do you know that he has his own face in the logo? So Brian said that, and then he texted him like, "Bro, why is your face in your own logo? You shouldn't do that." And then he answered, "How about Wendy's? How about Ronald McDonald? How about the Burger King guy?" Right? So he said, "They're all icons. Why can't I be in mine?" Right? So
here's, oh God,
I made this meme. 4 icons. 4 icons.
Here's the thing. If I'm going to be honest here, I think that might be the undoing of Mitch. I don't believe now look, like I said, best of luck to him. And he really is a good dude.
Yeah, he really is a nice guy.
But
really.
I don't believe that he's doing it with the right, for the right reasons.
For the right reasons. Yeah.
I believe he's doing it to get attention or become famous.
Got it.
And that's not the way that I personally would go about it, or what I suggest. But look, to each his own. Who am I to tell him what to do? I'm not. I mean, he can do whatever he wants.
I could think of a million things better than that, though.
100%. I just feel like he's, remember, he always wanted to be front and center. Remember, dude, do you remember when the boys had that mock figures drawn up of Dude, the Bendies, the initial Bendies?
Oh yes, and they told him he was getting one. Yeah.
And they were joking around, and he was like, "Oh, it's a dream come true." And
oh my God,
yeah,
yo, that was honestly
that was cruel.
That is so cruel, but it's so funny, man. It's so funny.
He's an easy target because he
does these things. Yeah.
Well, I think he craves the attention, and look, it's fine. I'm sure he's making good money, obviously, to be able to go and start your own company here with creating new figures.
Oh yeah,
God bless him.
For sure.
I do think, and now you mentioned the Smoke Train, which I would have zero interest in. He could give me one for free, and I wouldn't want it.
Yeah.
But Diana Hart, I think, was, at first I was like, what the hell? And then I thought, all right, well, that's not bad because of the famous match in 1992. You don't necessarily care about it, Shoney, but that was in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how much I would for that figure, or if I really would need it, but I think that that's a cool idea. So at least maybe he's on the right track with getting some names. I do wish him the best of luck and hope it works out. But the point is, it's too much, dude. It's everywhere.
Yep. I agree. It's too much. And it's oversaturated, and it's just, it's not when you're doing people that are like no names and you're reaching, and like, it's just, that's when you know it's time to stop.
And nobody, like, how is he going to compete? How is he or anybody else going to compete with Zombie? Nobody is on Zombie's level.
Nobody.
You can call Zombie a dick or whatever you want. It's not even close.
Whatever, but he does have the best figures for sure.
So now you're going to have the Mattel Retros, the Zombie figs, the original Hasbros, Cellas, and Grapplers and Gimmicks. It's like, I don't know. To me, it just doesn't.
KWK, it's like one of the guys that I know, he lives in China. He's doing his own line too, and he's also doing a retro line.
Right. I mean, okay, so where does it end? So are you going to buy that now?
No, absolutely not.
even if it were somebody that I want, I'm regretting buying King Haku from Cella because who the hell knows when we'll ever see that. Did I really need a King Haku? I mean, I thought it would be a cool piece, and they had some others that looked promising. Had I known, obviously, though, that it was going to be, bought by somebody else, I wouldn't have even got involved in it. I could live without it.
We have a saying in the mortgage business: time kills all deals. Right? When a deal sits, things can happen in that time, right? That could kill the deal, whether they lose their job, whatever, right? I compare that to this. When you have your money out there for over a year and you start to rethink, why did you buy this figure?
Right. So yeah, of course.
Yeah,
and
100%.
And all the delays and the empty promises, it's annoying, dude. I want to be able to walk into a store, buy the friggin' figure, or just go online or whatever, buy the figure and have it shipped to me in 2 weeks, a month, whatever it may be. It's annoying with the delays, wait, and hype and all this stuff. I just want them.
Yeah, 100% accurate. So the next two are you, Sal.
Right. So speaking of which, off that, the zombie sailor toys, which we touched on. Now you have the details on this one. That's what we wanted to get into here with Zombie saying that he's coming out with the figure. Oh no, you have the
Bella Doc and then the No Holds Barred.
Okay, I figured we get into the zombie thing if you want to.
Yeah, I'll just say, so the zombie real quick. I'm not taking much time on it, but for Major Marks, he did an early pre-sale, which starts tonight at 8 p.m. You're gonna save 13% on any size order, which is really cool. I have to say, really cool. And Raven, which is the figure that I'm gonna get, it's delayed again until
summer of 2023.
Summer of 2023. Thank you, Sal. So if you're looking for Raven, he's going to be available summer 2023 as his own figure. So he's not going to be part of the set.
Now, did you see anything about the second colored Andre? There was supposed to be a blue strap and a black strap.
I did not, Sal. I did not see that yet.
I actually asked him on the Facebook, but I'm sure he's got a ton of comments on whatever he posted. And I said, what's up with the Andre? So I haven't checked if he got back to it or not, but I'm curious to see what's up with that because I only want 2 figures from this line, Andre and Bundy. And if it's 2 Andres, then I want 3, 2 Andres and the Bundy, but I can't wait for that. And I know, like I said, his product is so good that it almost makes me want to buy them all.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit what I'm trying to do collecting wise, but they look so sick. The packaging is sick.
Agree.
They're so spot on that I'm almost tempted to just buy them all. All right. Yep. The other thing this week in collecting, I told you I finally had time to open up a bunch of stuff last week. And then this week I got into the No Holds Barred. Yep. Dude.
It's ridiculous, right?
Dude. Yep. It has to be probably the best figure set of the new stuff ever made. It's at least the best that I have. I'm not an expert on it. I don't have everything, but I have gotten a lot of the Comic-Con releases or whatever from Mattel in recent years, the Slim Jim Macho, whatever. This is so unbelievable from every aspect, the packaging, everything. The look of the figures, the different stuff that it comes with. And this has become a problem for me, Shawnee. I bought 2. There you see it.
For those packaging that you don't know, that's the packaging.
The VHS thing.
Box.
I bought 2, and I wanted to keep 1 in box. But now, after opening it, I want to display multiple. I want to display it multiple times, like Zeus with his jacket on there, Zeus without his jacket, Hogan with the shirt on, Hogan without the shirt. Yeah, I mean, they are incredible. I cannot love these figures enough. They're incredible. And whatever they're going for on the second market is worth it. And I may buy a third. I may need a 4th. I love them that much. It's my wheelhouse, but they are perfect.
They really are. It's an amazing fix, Sal. I couldn't agree more. And I'm not a Hogan fan, but I saw how great they were and other people that got them at San Diego. And I got 2 of them because I'm like, hey, if I don't need one, I'll sell the other one or give it to a friend or whatever it is, Yeah,
don't get rid of that anytime soon because I may be in the market for a third one.
I won't. Yeah, let me know. I'll give you the other one.
It's that good. But I'm also not just that with it also, Shawnee, with other stuff. I do the same thing. Like I love a figure, but it's not good enough to have one of them because I want to pose it or put it
Yes.
with a figure representing a different time, whether it's
Yep.
those Hogans or I'm sure you do that with Macho.
For sure. For sure.
Those mega powers that come out, I'm not going to be able to display just one. I want one on their own with the handshake,
Yep.
one where they look like they're in ring,
We're
one maybe
separate.
with a boss
Yep.
man and Akeem. Like there's
Yep.
so many.
Matt one time said like or Brian, he he coached Chris Statlander and he needed like figures of her and he bought like 6 of them, bro. He needed 6 of them. And then when I was like, is he crazy? And then when he said what he needed it for, like what he's using it, and I was like, wow, that makes sense. I didn't realize like because there's different heads, there's different shoes, there's different hands. It's like different shirts. It's like insane that all the combinations that you have today.
It's
so
too much. It's too much.
much.
That's the thing. I'm looking through that set the other night, and I'm like, and my wife's screaming, "Are you coming upstairs? You said you're going to watch a movie," and I'm down there playing with no holds barred, looking at the headband and the shirt. Like I'm blown away. It's incredible. But
that my figures.
I'm playing with my toys. Leave me alone. Yeah. But because they do it so well now with the different heads and different faces, I need more than just one, even aside from wanting one mint on box.
Oh, for sure. I completely agree. How about this Bella doc, Sal? What did you think about it?
Quickly on this, I told you, did you have a chance to watch it or no?
No, I didn't actually.
Okay, so there was, this is an old one. We talked about the WrestleMania documentary on A&E. So I finally had a chance to watch the Bellas one. I haven't caught up on all of them, but I like the Bellas and I wanted to watch it. Shawnee, when I tell you I was blown away by it, I didn't know their whole story. I'm a huge fan of theirs. I like Total Divas and I like, whatever, Total Bellas or whatever.
I watched a couple, I was telling you.
I was legitimately crying watching.
I love that.
Toward the end of it, it was like, it got me teary-eyed. I love the story so much. And while I'm a fan of theirs, they're not in my wheelhouse for collecting. I told you I go 86 to 92 roughly, with certain exceptions. But I was so pumped up after watching that and loved it so much that I'm now in the market for the best Brie and Nikki Bella elites or whatever that are out there, and I want to add it to the collection.
I love that. I love that, man. This is what I love
just
about
a point,
collecting,
Yeah, that's exactly the point, right? It shows you, like this week in collecting, I hear Matt and Brian say something, and I get itchy. I watch something, and then I get itchy for it. So now I can make an exception and put the Bella twins, who I think deserve some figs, and put them with The Rock and Cena, whatever it may be. But
so they came in after I stopped watching. So I didn't really know much about them. I just knew that one of them was with Cena for a while, and they had this show that my wife watched, that I watched with sometimes. So I didn't know like how big they really were in the WWE. They were huge,
Yeah.
Which
is it goes through their history. It really is an educational thing as well.
I'm definitely watching it, Sal. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I just gotta find the time.
Yeah.
And the last thing that I want to speak about was Kevin Nash's. We spoke about it last week, how Kevin Nash's son passed away, and I thought that they were gonna skip a podcast because Kevin's dealing with the emotions and stuff. Well, he actually did the episode. He didn't skip it. And he said, I cried the whole time, bro. I cried the whole time because in my head, I'm looking at it as a father. What if I lost my son? And there was a couple of times in it that he broke down, and he said, like, I don't know how I'm getting through this right now. And man, the strength and the balls on that guy, bro. He went the whole episode. He basically said, like, him and his son, they decided to stop drinking. And the son stopped drinking. And people think alcohol is like all well and good. It's not. The withdrawal from alcohol is one of the worst withdrawals you could possibly have. So he wasn't drinking, and his body, his liver, everything just shut down, and that's how he passed away, apparently.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Because he stopped drinking?
Because he stopped drinking. Bro, alcohol is so much deadlier than weed. I'm not going to be like somebody that's going to tell you I'm not a politician.
But how is that possible? You think he'd be getting healthier by stopping drinking, right?
Because your body needs it. Because like you're literally like your body gets so accustomed to it that like everything just shuts down. I don't know the science behind it, but it's wild. And bro, if anybody watches it, get ready to cry, because I was rolling like a baby. And I love Big Kev already. I love him. And I gained so much respect for him and Sean Oliver after that. And it was just like watching him and seeing his mannerisms and like knowing that he wants to just cry and like and him to be able to keep it in. I'm the type, if I need to cry, I just cry. But you can tell he was trying to keep it in, and like it hurt so bad to watch that. But check it out, guys. It's Click This Podcast, and it's named Remembering Tristan. So it was really good, Sal. I know you don't listen to the podcast, but if you have a chance, listen to it. It was really, really powerful. Don't forget to tell your family and your friends that you love them. That's why I brought this up. You know, never, don't be like, I'm Mr. Macho Man. I have all this pride. I can't tell people I love them. No, tell them you love them to the point where they don't want to hear it anymore. Because if anything happens, you'll never have a regret.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's sound advice. Look, it's a horrible thing to have to go through, but everybody goes through some crap like that in their life, unfortunately. And that's the other reason why it is just like people are so mean to each other. And I know that it starts from a place of unhappiness and all that. Everybody's going through this or that, and maybe they think other people are happy enough. But believe me, everybody through something. So
100%.
Try to you never know what that other person is going through. So try to understand it and be sympathetic.
So we're going to finish this episode with a be kind message, guys. Go out there, be kind, do something nice for somebody. We love you all. Thanks for listening. And we're out of here, baby.